Woo! Alright, here we go. It's almost 2 o'clock in the morning. I have not recorded in a good 3 weeks. Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Thomas and Friends Home Media Reviews. I just burped. It was a silent burp, so I probably could have gotten away with it if I hadn't said anything, but here we are. You can tell it's going to be one of those episodes where I'm just off the wall and kind of random because it's so late at night. But I would argue I do my best work late at night. This episode is on the complete third series of Thomas the Tank Engine and Friends. I have to say series because that's what the blokes over in the United Kingdom call these. These aren't seasons, they're series. I'm sorry, but season is just a better word. Let's jump right into the history section of the complete third season of Thomas. So the complete third season of Thomas and Friends was released in the United Kingdom on VHS, surprisingly, in the year 2000. I have no idea how they fit 26 episodes onto a single VHS tape. A lot of VHS tapes could barely handle 6 episodes, let alone 26, so that's astounding that they actually got this to fit on there. I'm also curious to see how these episodes looked on VHS. They couldn't have looked good, right? I just didn't expect to hear that a complete season set got released on VHS. That's wild to me. Then in 2004, we got a DVD release of the complete third season of Thomas and Friends under the title Classic Collection, which is the same title that was that the VHS was released under. So it has similar poster art. Thomas's face has been changed. The poster is now green. I actually like the DVD poster more than the VHS poster. The yellow coloring on the VHS looks good. I don't like how Thomas's face is like shocked. It just makes me think of Truckloads of Fun and how that Thomas made absolutely no sense on the front cover of that. So I like this classic smiling Thomas on the front of the complete third season. Oh, whoa, hang on a second. A live update here as I am reading the wiki article. Apparently, this was not released individually in 2004. This was released as a part of a complete classic collection box set. Yeah, apparently this was released in 2004 in a box set known as the Classic Collection, and this included seasons 1 to 5 in 2004 in the United Kingdom. I think a version of this box set is one that the Unlucky Tug here on YouTube actually owns. If I'm remembering correctly, I think it was in his Thoughts on Season 7 review. He was talking about how he owned these season sets, and he showed a brief shot of this giant box set, and I think it's this box set. I'll have to go back and rewatch that video, but I think it's this box set. 2006 was actually when the version with the green cover came out. However, in 2010, Hit Entertainment re-released the third season of Thomas and Friends with a very basic poster art. You got Classic Collection up at the top, Thomas and Henry down on the front cover, and Complete Series 3 in a gold-plated banner down at the bottom. Not a fan of this. It looks very basic, but it's okay, I guess. I'm actually more of a fan of the 2012 re-release of the Complete Series 3. Although, is that image from Season 3 of Thomas on the front cover there? I think that's Salty next to him. Somebody can correct me in the comments, but I think that's Salty next to him. That's not even from Season 3, man. That's so weird. And according to the wiki, the 2012 release features the restored version of episodes from Season 3. I don't know anything about the restoration of these episodes. I just know some fans prefer the restorations to the OG versions, and some fans prefer the OG versions to the restorations. I don't know. I just go with what I can find and what's on my screen. I usually go actually for Thomas HD Classics renders of these episodes because they look amazing. So I don't know the difference. Maybe they look good, maybe they don't. My version is from 2006, so I saw those cuts of the episodes. Speaking of that 2006 release, let's flash back because in 2006, the complete season 3 came out on DVD in Australia. This version had a carry case edition, which is pretty common in Australia. And hold the phone, another development here. Apparently, there are 2 versions of the VHS release of complete season 3 of Thomas and Friends. There's a 2-tape version and a single tape version. That's crazy to me. You're seeing both the tapes on the screen right now. That is so weird that they put out 2 different versions of season 3. I'd assume the one with 2 tapes would look better though, because you're using up less space on the VHS tapes. You don't have to squeeze as much onto it. You can let the files breathe. I don't know though. That's so weird to me. Why is that a thing? This just goes to show you I don't rehearse anything before I go into the booth to record these videos. I learn on the fly. I do a little bit of research beforehand, but most of it is done while the episode is rolling. So we're just going to roll along here. Let's move on to the close-up section for the complete 3rd season of Thomas and Friends. Alrighty everyone, here's your close-up look at the complete 3rd series of Thomas and Friends. Up here at the top, we got First Time Ever on DVD in a little red triangle. The complete 3rd series, and it says The Classic Adventures of Thomas and Friends. Very nicely done here. 26 exciting episodes with a cool picture of Thomas, and once again, he is making the Thomas and Friends logo with his funnel. Very cool there. Classic collection logo down there at the bottom, based on the Railway series by the Reverend W. Awdry. DVD logo and a universal rating. I like this poster art. It's very standardized, and I like it a lot. The side features that logo from the front and the picture of Thomas from the front and the DVD video logo as well as your product number. The spine says complete 3rd series. Number 3 down there at the bottom. Hit logo, VCR logo, universal rating. The back, complete 3rd series once again. A little blurb about this release. 26 classic stories not to be missed, and it lists all your stories there. There is your cast and crew information down there on the bottom, or production stuff, copyright stuff, ratings, tech specs, all that stuff down there at the bottom, making tracks to great destinations. So this was released a little bit later in the Thomas and Friends life. Pop this open. Your disc is a squished up version of the poster art, and it looks pretty cool. I know these close-ups have been a bit short throughout this little mini-series of Thomas and Friends home media reviews, but that's just because when you filmed over 10 close-ups in a day, you start to run out of stuff to say. So apologies if they've been a little bit short. I don't really know how to elongate them. There's just not really a lot of stuff to comment on. With that being said, that concludes this close-up. Let's head on back and answer the 5 main questions as always. Alright, so we're back from the close-up. Now it's time to answer the 5 main questions as always. Number 1, where can you pick this product up? eBay, online retailers, any place that will import to the United States. I'm kind of sounding like a broken record here. Number 2, is this product still being printed nowadays? No, unfortunately. Unless you count unauthorized fan restorations like Thomas HD Classics, or the fact that the complete 3rd season of Thomas is available on Amazon Prime if you're an Amazon Prime subscriber. But that's not a physical printing, so no. Number 3, should you pick this product up? I noted last week that I figured out the reason why Sean sent me the complete 3rd season of Thomas and Friends. This is his favorite season. And I have to say, this season is very well done. I sat down for, I think it was a couple Saturdays ago, and watched the entire third season. It took probably, 2.5 hours to sit down and watch the entire thing. And it's a solid season overall. Watching these episodes with Michael Angelis' narration, though, I feel that his narration in this season was what took me out of it the most. And that's because I grew up primarily with George Carlin narrating these episodes. So hearing certain lines of dialogue that are repeated not necessarily in the way that I'm used to hearing them, or hearing a new line here or there, was a cool experience, and it made me feel like I was watching these stories for the first time. But also it was conflicting with my brain saying, this is not how it's supposed to be. This is not what I'm used to hearing, you know? And that's not even to say that Angelis does a bad job here. No. It'd be unfair of me to say that he did a bad job, because he for sure did not. He's a great narrator. He really is. And if you grew up with him, you're going to love every single story on this release with his narration on it. For me, though, I still prefer George Carlin, and for some odd reason, I couldn't get into a majority of these episodes because of the fact that it wasn't how I remembered it. The episode that really did it for me was Diesel Does It Again. That episode, Michael Angelis' Diesel voice, I don't think it fits the character. Controversial opinion, but I don't think it fits Diesel at all. It's kind of snide and kind of like, it kind of sounds like this. I prefer George Carlin's, "Wake up there, Percy. I'm to shun some dreadfully tiresome cars." I prefer that kind of voice for my Diesel. That's just a personal preference. Please don't hate on me in the comments for that. And the episodes overall looked pretty okay. They didn't look terrible. They didn't look like they were ripped straight from a VHS, although you can tell that they have aged primarily from watching these episodes ripped from the disc. And yeah, they look fine. I do think they had to sacrifice some picture quality to fit all of these episodes onto a single disc. The early years, if you remember in the United States, that split season 1 onto 2 discs, and that is some of the best Thomas footage that you'll see nowadays. That's not Thomas HD Classics. That's been officially released. That, some of the best footage I've seen in a long time. This one, they definitely had to sacrifice some picture quality in order to fit all these episodes onto a disc. I think this should have been 2 discs. That's just me, though. I have a feeling we're going to run into a picture quality problem when we cover the 9th and 12th seasons coming up here in a couple of weeks, because those are not 2 discs. Those are 1 disc each, and I'm kind of dreading on what those are going to look like. I'm dreading on going back to watch those seasons, more than likely, but also the picture quality. I'm just looking at the back of the case here. I'm not seeing any bonus features that are listed here, so I guess this is literally just the episodes, and that's it. It's pretty bare bones, actually. However, we have the return of listening to the intro and outro for every single episode, and if you've paid attention to my last few reviews, you know I'm not a fan of that. It's not something that I prefer. I praised Together on the Tracks last week for not doing that. And now we've come full circle. It's like the snake eating its own tail. We have to return to this point. Honestly, though, when the credits start, I just skip to the next episode and just kind of not pay attention to the intro, or at least I try my best not to. Then when the episode actually starts, that's when my focus shifts back to the TV. But I don't know what it is, man. That whole phenomenon where it's, oh, we have to watch the intro and outro for every single episode. It's just, something about that irks me. Not a fan. Not a fan. But I am a fan of Season 3, because it, of course, introduces my favorite character, Oliver. Didn't think Angelis ruined that, so thumbs up for me. I really like Season 3. It's not my favorite classic season of Thomas. I think my favorite classic season, personally, would probably be... I think it's a tie between 2 and 5. I don't know what it is about 2, but I've always really liked Season 2. And 5 is great. Season 3, I'd say, would be a close second to those. I think it's a really good season. So, Sean, I'm sorry, but Season 3 is not my favorite, but I am giving this a recommendation because I think this is a great way to own the entirety of Season 3 if you feel the need to do so. If you want the classic series physically represented on your shelf, you're not going to get that in the United States, ever. It's never going to happen. Unless you rip the episodes from your own personal library and burn them to a disc and put them on your shelf and say, that's my burned Season 3 copy, you're not going to get that in the United States unless you get a foreign copy, unless you get a UK or an Australian version of Thomas and Friends Season 3. I feel like if I didn't recommend this, Sean would hop a plane and come over here and personally beat the ever-loving crap out of me. So, yes, I recommend Season 3. Number 4, where should you pick this product up? You definitely should find this on places like eBay, because it's kind of the only place you can find it. Unless for some odd reason it shows up at your retail store, which has happened to me before. I've seen foreign copies of, not Thomas stuff, but other films show up in local retail stores. And number 5, what price should you pay? I'm going to stick with my normal price of $15 to $20 because it's going to be expensive to import this from the United Kingdom, especially with today's economy and the current world situation and tariffs and a bunch of factors that are going to make this expensive to get from the United Kingdom. But if you're willing to make the sacrifice of quite a few of your hard-earned dollars, 15 to 20 to get this, I think is well worth it. So folks, that wraps up my review for the complete 3rd season of Thomas and Friends. As I alluded to earlier, next week we are going to be covering the complete 9th season of Thomas and Friends. Sean, I'd like an explanation for why you sent me the complete 9th season, man. Because I think it was because you had a second copy of it, but why in the world do you have a second copy of Season 9? That's so random. I don't know if I've seen Season 9 in its entirety. I know that there are some episodes that haven't been released physically here in the United States from seasons like 11 and 10, but I don't know if I've seen all of Season 9. Perhaps I have. I mean, I'll find out by the time next week's episode comes out, but I don't know. I am genuinely curious, though. I think now that the reboot trailer has come out, and everybody is universally allied with each other that thing is an abomination, I think it's gonna cause me to appreciate the Thomas and Friends series when it was under hit. Even though it was babyfied and even though it wasn't very good, it's better than a complete reimagining of Sodor and a complete bastardization of the characters that we have all grown to love. So I think I'm going to be a little bit kinder to Season 9, no matter how I feel about it now, because of the context with the reboot coming out here soon, and the fact that children are going to be raised on that. Not mine. Mine will be raised on the classics, of course, but they won't be raised on that 2D garbage. With that all being said, thank you guys so very much for watching. I will see you all next week. Good night, everybody. Number 3, where should you pick... Nope, that's the wrong. I've been doing this for what? 6... No, not even... Maybe 6 years? I don't know. It's too late for this.